Hey guys, DVSGames here. Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Cliff of Tough Beastmen in the Lumell remains. Basically, this is a dungeon that lets you use any monster that you want, so long as their default stars add up to 15. So when you summon them originally. We'll go over the runes real quickly here. This is going to be a very farmable team. Then I'll show you a somewhat more, a faster team that's a little bit not as farmable, yet still obtainable. And then I'll go ahead and show you the team that I use, which is a speed team. And to be honest, I think it's an obtainable team as well. For a long time, I did go ahead and use my Perna in this dungeon, just because he has such a high attack power lead. And it's very useful when it comes down to fighting the boss. Now these runes you've seen before, so I'm just going over them real quickly. The Ikaru that I'm bringing in here is actually not a skilled up one, and it's not one that has the fight runes on it. It's got base level Ikaru stats with determination sets and everything. Now the reason that you would want to farm this particular dungeon, or the reason I particularly like to farm it with my 2A energy, is because you have access to ancient vampire runes, which I have a few monsters that like vampire runes, so I want to get upgrades for them as well as grinds for them. Then you also get access to ancient destroy runes, which are very useful in siege and guild content. So again, this is the best place for you to get upgrades to the ones that you already got, because you're not really farming necro for destroy runes or vampire. You're really there more for the will and for the rage runes. Now, side note, you also get ancient will runes here too. So in my opinion, for guild content, this is probably one of the best places for you to farm ancient runes. Also the fact that you can only get the ancient grinds from the dimensional dungeons. I think that this is one of the easier ones to farm. It gives you higher quality runes that you'll be able to use in multiple places. And like I said, the team is very farmable. You can get it early game, and of course the runes you do have to get there a little bit as the time goes on, so it's not something that you're gonna be able to be farming out of the first week, but by the first month for sure you should be able to have a team that can work through this. Now, and with this particular team, we can go through the boss we can go through the entire stage hitting the boss head on, mainly because we have the AoE control from Vermos. We get stuns on the mobs on the sides. We have heal block from our Vigor. We have immunity coming from Fran. We've got defense break coming from both Vigor and from our Ikaru. And then we have Vermos is going to put on some dot damage. And we also are going to have our cooldowns being lowered because of the team ups coming from the Ikaru. Now this particular dungeon is fairly simple going all the way through until you get to this last stage. His little ultimate attack that he does cannot be resisted even if you have immunity up. As long as he crits on you, he will land his debuffs. But if he doesn't crit on you, so if you have something that gives like glancing or the anti-crit buff that we have, that actually stops him from landing that on you. And this team is by no means a fast team. It does take about, I've seen it run as low as 215, as high as 245. So it does take a little bit of time to get there. But remember, you do want to use this energy, and you don't want to keep any of it back. You want to make sure that you're always having this energy charging, because it takes so long to get charging. So the team that you can use aside from this one is actually, like I said, still farmable, and we actually take out Fran as well, and we're gonna go ahead and put in Bird. Now Bird gives everybody an attack lead, whereas Susano only gives Water an attack lead. This is the Trikaru Bird. You've seen him before. He's on Rage Blade, attack, crit, damage, attack. But literally this team goes quite a bit faster. It's got fire in here. It's got 2 additional damage dealers now when you have both Verd and Susano, you've literally gotten rid of Vigor being your only damage dealer. And if you have noticed from my other videos, this Vigor was not the same one. This one is on Violent Destroy as opposed to the other ones that are on Violent Nemesis and 250 some speed. This one's only about 200 speed, so again, a little bit more of an obtainable build. The Susano is on a vampire build. I didn't show that, and I apologize for that. But he's on a vampire guard build, and as I said, he's one of the units that I have on vampire that I would like to upgrade. And then here we go into the second wave. Here, the damage that is going to get dealt to us is dependent on the amount of debuffs that we have. So not having Veramos here is kind of a hindrance because he did cleanse something off every turn that he took. However, what we do have here is we have turn cycling in, wow, Verd just went down. Okay, never mind, we don't have turn cycling anymore. So now we're going to go with just straight damage. We have to try to get this done before he kills us off. We got the defense break, the heal block, and a dot. So that'll do a little bit of damage. Now we've got our glancing on. Now luckily we are water as opposed to him being fire, so we can still, he still has a chance to glance on us. We have the anti-crit, and with the team up we've got the kill. Alright, so Verd going down. Maybe you want to build a little bit tankier Verd, but alright. And now this was all farm, these were all obtainable units here as well. Now the team that I used for a long time was actually, where is he? Was this one? Just because of the fact that, again, Perna has a way higher attack power lead, and wow, I'm really bad at this. So this Perna is actually on Violent Revenge, and again, he does a really good job here because it gives you another damager that's going to be able to kill off that first wave a little bit faster. Here, it's really not that big of a deal. We'll normally get out the first two right away. But because this dungeon is primarily fire, and we're not going to be taking on any of the side mobs, I actually wonder if you would be able to use something like Water Twins here. I think that would be something that would work. And as a matter of fact, I think I want to give it a shot right after this. So that would end up being 3 obtainable teams and a team with a Perna that you guys can try to figure out if you guys were having a problem trying to figure out where you're going to use them. The team still works the same. As you can tell, everybody still comes in. There's damage being dealt according to debuffs, but that's not a problem. We have heals coming from our vampire, heals coming from the Perna, heals coming from the Vigor. Now here we're going to take the crits, and as you can see, everybody's still going to take their debuffs, but it'll be alright because once we get through, there's a quick shot. This one's about 1 minute and 23 seconds. It's not that bad. Alright, so real quickly, I'm sorry, let me go ahead and show you guys the Perna. The Perna is on speed, crit damage, attack, and we got her 1, 3, and 5 looking like so. And I've got her on HP on one side, attack on the other. Artifacts are not the greatest. Now here, the Susano, I told you he was on Vampire Guard. It's on speed, crit damage, attack. 1, 3, and 5 look like so. And here we go here. And now, like I said, I do think that I would like to see if the twins can do anything here. That's the Violent one. Yeah, we'll go ahead and go with Violet. So we're going to go with the Violent Sabrina, who's on speed, crit damage, and attack. And 1, 3, and 5 looks like that. Defense and attack here. And then our Talia is the Violet one as well, Violent Blade. And here we go. And what we're gonna do is, do we need extra crit rate? Well, I mean, that crit would actually help. Okay, yeah, we'll go with extra crit rate. I don't think we need the speed. Everybody's pretty quick on this team. So we still have a heal block in Vigor. There's also a secondary heal block in Sabrina. Talia is basically just big damage. And the only thing is that I'm kind of afraid of how squishy my twins are. That they might not be able to take too many hits from this boss. But that's what the extra heals are for, right? So there was the first team up. Took him out. As you can see, our Sabrina's already really low. It looks like here we're going to take that big shot from the boss, and that could be a bad thing. Oh, we got to heal. So hopefully we don't take too many debuffs from here. There we go. And it looks like this team, completely obtainable. All nat 4s. It's a 115. It's one of the closer ones to my best score. Oh, there you go. As a side note, you can also farm guard runes for your other Icarus. Of course, these would definitely be upgrades because the ones you get from dragons are a little bit lower quality. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found a team that you could use. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next one.